The Parent Partnership Award, presented to Albert and Maria Sanchez.
I remember meeting Albert and Maria Sanchez when they were first considering enrolling Santi and Diego when the boys were in fifth grade and I believe third grade, respectively. And they interviewed me longer than probably any other parent ever has. And I remember thinking to myself, I wonder if these parents are going to be more trouble than they're worth, if they're going to be a headache. But what we found out was that they interviewed us extensively because we were going to become a part of their family and they were going to become a part of ours. And I can't imagine the last 4 years without their help.
Albert, so this year has been the best year ever for archery parent participation. I haven't had to drive that many people, I haven't had to organize that many people. Everyone's been on time, everyone's been going above and beyond, and the person who exemplifies that the most is Albert. He's come to every contest. He's brought food and snacks. He'll go leave the contest, get more stuff.
I feel like they make me kind of a better teacher in that when I see Albert, I kind of go, oh shoot, I haven't touched base with them about the kids in a long time, and I need to be better on that because they're just so on top of their game all the time. There isn't an opportunity for their kids to blow it, for their kids to mess up.
I've only been here a short time and I've seen them multiple times, so that's saying something in itself, that they're so present and so involved in their kids' lives is going to make a difference for them.
Nobody has really brought up the food, right? Because it's too obvious, but wow. Food is really bomb. And I like to eat, but it's like next level. It's like if I'm on a diet and you're making food.
I appreciate all the love that they have given us, all the love that they have given me personally, and I just wish that they'll be fine without us. I don't know if I'm gonna be fine without them. I love you, los Sánchez, los quiero mucho y espero tenerlos en mi vida en el futuro. Muchas gracias.
The Leadership Award, presented to Emma Morris.
Emma, congratulations on receiving the Leadership Award. You deserve it. You are kind, you're always doing your work, and you're a great leader to everyone.
Emma is one of my best friends because I can talk to her about anything and she always understands and never judges anyone. And Emma is the friendliest person I've ever met because she will be anyone's friend. She is everyone's friend. No matter what you look like, no matter who you are, Emma will just be really friendly.
Emma deserves this award because she is a good friend and she understands things and she has everything figured out.
She leads them to the big group stretch of her own volition. The definition of leadership, I told the guys you probably should stretch, and she's been doing that ever since with the group based on that instruction of you should probably stretch. And
Of course she is.
Because that's who she is as a person. She'll go to a contest and she'll check on everyone and make sure they're doing okay. Meanwhile, she's panicking and beating herself up, but the second one of her friends is faltering in any way, she's on them, she's going to help them, she's going to get them through it.
I have this thing where I'm convinced I'm Chance the Rapper. Emma can tell you all about it. She's got all the notes and details. And in the morning, she would address me as Chance the Rapper because she's holding me accountable. She wants to make sure that I fulfill my deepest dreams and desires. And even in the gratitude letter she wrote me, she mentioned, she said, I hope you end up having lunch with Barack Obama and Chance the Rapper as you wanted.
She came to introduce herself and she said, hi, I'm Emma Morris and I'm amazing. And she was not wrong. That girl has so much energy, so much leadership, and she refuses to let people do things for her. If she can do it, she's gonna do it, and she's gonna do it better than you would have for her. That girl, wherever she walks onto campus, is going to lead that place, and wherever she ends up working, is gonna be the boss of that place. So those of you that don't want to lead, start following Emma because she's going places.
The Growth Award, presented to Santiago Sanchez.
Congratulations on receiving the Growth Award. I heard you were really short in 6th grade. You're a really cool guy, and you're really funny, and I just really think you're a good person. Santi, I appreciate you because you're really straightforward, genuine, and you speak your mind.
So Santi's been here for what, 4 years?
Since we opened.
Since we opened. So, of course, Miss Union and Mr. J have seen the full trajectory of Santi. I got a great insight into that yesterday when he was doing his presentation for our Holocaust project. He was struggling, and he would take these deep breaths and recenter him off, just like Miss Union, who is always recentering herself. And I realized, like, afterwards, I took that for granted. I was sitting there observing his presentation, and I was thinking to myself, like, wow, this is great. Like, Santi's really he's self-aware enough to know what he has to do to get through this presentation. Public speaking is difficult for anybody, and I took that for granted because afterwards he came to me and he said, Mr. Kabushani, a year ago I would have ran out of the room crying, and I was like, Santi, are you serious? Like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get up in front of the class, and I say that in the sense of, like, he's come so far that I can't even fathom him behaving in that way.
Santi started with us in 5th grade, and he'll tell you himself, he could not stay in class. He'd come out running, he'd hit walls. I remember a few times he'd throw his backpack over the fence, thinking that because his backpack was over the fence, he wouldn't have to go back to class. And I remember after a few weeks, his 5th grade teacher, Mr. Burris, said, look, I like the kid. I don't know if it's going to work out for him. And we continued. And one of the things that we did well, that Mr. Burris did, as well as his middle school teachers, including Miss Union specifically, they never lowered the bar for him. In fact, when he got emotional, the bar got higher. And I think that, in and of itself, we learned through his dad, through Albert, who refused to have a low bar for him. Because that bar was set so high, and we never lowered it for him, I think that boy's set for life. I'm not worried about him in high school. That boy is probably going to win some Nobel Prizes and some huge academic awards, and he's going to make a lot of money, and hopefully one day he hires me.
The Salutatorian Award, presented to Zaira Garcia.
Congratulations on getting selected to receive the Salutatorian Award. You deserve this award because you are very hardworking, you are a perfectionist, you never turn in anything that you're not proud of.
I'm really happy for you, Zaira, that you got your award, and you're a really good friend, and you're really nice, and you're super pretty, despite what you say. And you're a really great scholar, and I hope you do so well in your high school academic performance, because you're really great already. You deserve everything.
For me, she was the person in the classroom that I often, if I ever wanted to feel like I was doing really important things with my class and having like a college seminar, especially when we were doing our book reading, I would always look over to Zaira and I would imagine us being in a college environment, because that's the way she carried herself, and that's the way she presented herself. When other people were dozing off because maybe they're having a hard day, or as Miss Union says, they were doing a little too much, or as I would say, doing a little too little, she was always fully focused, and I really appreciated about her. If she was reading a personal book while I was giving a lecture, I wouldn't get upset with her, because I knew she was getting best of both, or at least trying to do that. So that's Zaira for you.
Yeah. And same, and when I saw her with the book out, I kind of was like, I need to step up my game, because obviously what I'm doing is not engaging enough, because Zaira is reading her book and I need to be better,
There was like a 23-page paper on the evolution of walking in our species, and she asked if she could read it, and I come up to her during the middle of the class, and she's reading that while listening to an audiobook and doing her math homework, and I'm like, what is this child?
She actually apologized for the behavior of the class in the beginning when students were having trouble settling in, even though in no way whatsoever was she part of the problem. But on behalf of the class, she was apologizing and hoping that wherever I land next year, I have wonderful students, and I just thought that was pretty unique.
Very Zaira.
Yeah, very, very mature.
When Zaira transferred here, she transferred here because her brother was struggling at their previous school, and that school was happy to send us her older brother. Sorry, Saeed. But they did not want to lose Zaira, and it's clear why. because she is an absolute rock star. I've told her this a million times. Zaira could get dropped into a Brazilian rainforest not speaking any Portuguese, and she'd still find a way to get straight A's. I am not worried about her. I want her to see herself the way that her teachers and that her parents see her. And if she does that, that girl's going to be president of the US, president of the world.
The Valedictorian Award, presented to Destiny Rojas.
Destiny, congrats on receiving the award for the valedictorian because you're super smart. You deserve a lot. You helped me out go through 8th grade. I appreciate that.
Destiny, I'm so glad to have you as a friend because you are very understanding and you care about us a lot. And whenever we hang out, it's always very fun.
Congratulations, Destiny. You deserve this award because you work hard. You don't care what other people think. You're a role model, and I respect you for that.
The thing about Destiny that I admire, and the reason she's valedictorian, and the reason she's probably going to take over the world at some point, there's a lot of kids we have here who have been very successful just because things are naturally really, really easy to them, or because they've got such a good base at home. Destiny has struggled. Destiny has had nothing handed to her. She is doing so well and will do so well because of just sheer willpower. She's going to do what she wants to do. She's going to do what her mind's set on it. And if you get in her way, she's going to go through you to do it. And there's something to be said about that level of just tenacity.
If the building was on fire, but Destiny had a B plus in one of our classes, she would have gone down with the building. Like, that would have been the end of her. Like, and she would have thought it was an okay way to go because, you're going to be the best at something or you're not going to do it.
She'd take the fire hose out of the fireman's hands, put the building out faster than them so she can get back to work. She'd be really annoyed about it, too. She'd be like, okay, give me this. Shh. Okay, now anyway, extra credit.
Destiny came to us a hot mess, I'm not going to lie. She came to us in 5th grade, and her mom said, I want to enroll her only for 10 days. And I was ready to say no, but someone really important asked for a special favor, and I said yes. And after those 10 days, she did not want to transfer anymore. She wanted to stay. And 4 years later, she's gone from hot mess to valedictorian. And I wouldn't say that it happened quickly, but I'm not worried about her for the rest of her life. I know that she's going to be just fine wherever she lands. And we can take a little bit of that credit, but she chose to do it on her own. And she's a pretty amazing rock star. And that girl's going to run the world.